Alf, you look rested. Guys, today we're going to talk about the biggest risk, the biggest player risk in the sports card hobby today. For some, it might seem obvious, but for others, it's definitely not obvious. And we're going to discuss. Stick around. What's going on, sports card hobby family? Starting to get my voice back at home, sleeping in my own bed, and it feels good. Hope that everyone is having an amazing week. How the heck is everybody doing? It's football week. Tomorrow football starts. I couldn't be more fired up. Sunday, my Saints play the Carolina Panthers, the lowly Panthers, at home. And if we lose that home opener, I am not going to sound this upbeat.
What? I said you're drinking Colombian decaf coffee crystals.
That following day, it's going to be an absolute disaster. I don't want to get too dramatic here on the video, but it's not going to be good for me. Before I get started, PSA, partner PSA, a lot of people taking advantage of this first time grading offer that we have $25 off your first submission, one card minimum. You want to try out PSA, $25 off. SCD25 code. I've got a link down below to help you take you there, spider you out to where you need to be to get that first grading submission done and try out PSA. Also, huge thanks to COMC.com. Our friends at COMC.com, 35 plus million cards in the database. The easiest place to buy and sell cards, and so many hidden gems on there. Non-sports, baseball, hockey, Marvel cards, all sorts of different things on COMC.com. And there are cards there. You're like, man, I can't find this anywhere else. They'll just pop up on COMC. So again, I'll have links down below to take you over there and check it out. All right, my friends. It's hard not to think that Victor Wembanyama, as amazing of a rookie season as he had and some of the cool things he can do on the court, I'm hard-pressed not to feel like he is the biggest risk in sports cards right now. And you've got a few different, there's a few factors to this. Recently here, of course, it's the Topps Chrome hype machine.
And sell me the damn card. I want the card of the number one prospect in the history of the NBA. I want the card of the number one brand in all of sports cards, Topps Chrome.
The Blez brothers, I've been showing clips of the oldest brother, Blez, which I really like the Blez brothers. They know their stuff. They've been breaking, I think, since the advent of break, like since the beginning of it. I remember C Blez had a video on YouTube, I think from like 2007 when YouTube just got going, of him and his brothers opening packs and doing personal breaks. So all respect goes to the Blez brothers, but they are showmen. The older brother out here is really working hard on the most important brand. He's cutting a WWE promo out here.
If you have the Wembanyama Super, pick up the phone and call Backer so I can pay you $1 million damn dollars.
Topps Chrome, the most important brand on earth. Pick up your phone for the $1 million. This is like modern day Don West stuff. The only real chase in 2024 Topps Chrome outside of a few LeBron James autographs is Victor Autos. It's just Victor Autos because we've talked about it. The base stuff, to me, you may as well get the Panini stuff for the base stuff that's fully licensed. It's the autograph cards for Wemby. That's what everybody's looking for here. And man, are they selling on the secondary market, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Now, the one they've got there, I think it sold for like $4,100. It's a 72 Topps kind of remake Wemby card. It's a cool looking card. The 72 Topps design is wicked. So I like the draw there, but $4,100? $4,100. Do you know what you could get for $4,100? Just as a comparison. And I know people say, oh, this isn't really a comparable thing. This is an autographed modern card and this and that, and it's an active player. You can literally, for $4,000, get a copy of the most iconic basketball card and a top 5 most iconic sports card in the entire hobby, 86 Fleer Jordan and a PSA 6. And I'll tell you this, a nicely centered 6, a good-looking 6 can look just as good as a 7, sometimes an 8. Depending on that particular card. There's some great looking PSA 6s out there for 80s cards and vintage cards and that sort of thing. But shouldn't that open your eyes a little bit? $4,000. And the thing why that's important is there will not be a shortage of Victor Wembanyama autograph cards, guys. There won't be. Now, and even you could even argue there won't be a shortage of Topps Chrome Wembanyama autographs. You've got the numbered ones. I think you've got a lot of unnumbered ones. There's stickers. There's some on card, but there's a lot of stickers. How many stickers did he sign? I mean, this guy already has more cards graded. Before Topps Chrome even came out, he was already, if we look at the gem rate data, I think he was top 10 players ever graded. At least top 20 players. I'll have to look at those numbers. Maybe I've got a chart or something I can throw up here. This guy has more cards graded than Jerry Rice. I made that analogy in a different video. And Jerry Rice has 40 years of cards. Wemby's only had cards for a year or less. I mean, we got raw copies out here selling for $3,500, $4,000 for these autographs. What are people going to pay for a PSA 10 version? A 1010? I mean, people are going to pay silly money for this. They're paying huge money for the licensed non-auto Panini Prism stuff, the Panini stuff for Wemby. You know, the numbered stuff, the parallels. They're paying huge money for this stuff. I have to believe this guy is the biggest risk in sports cards right now, just given the sheer volume and the dollars going at this guy. What does this remind you of? What in recent history does this remind you of situationally? Situationally? Zion Williamson. I know people are going to fly off. I know people are screaming and crying. Some dude just flopped on the ground, just threw, like he was eating his breakfast at the table and just chucked his plate at the wall because he was so upset that I just compared Wemby to Zion Williamson. If we go back to 2019, leading up into Zion having cards, I remember the Duke game, Duke UNC game. Obama's at the game. He blows his shoe out at the game and he's out. And that, honestly, that was kind of foreshadowing for Zion. You know, getting hurt, like blew his shoe out, a knee thing, tweaked this, tweaked that. He's had a lot of injuries, but Zion played 70 games last season, actually looked like a pretty good basketball player and was consistent. And I know we always look at like his weight and stuff. He looks, you know, is he lean? Oh man, off season he comes in, he's all muscular and stuff. He looks like he could be turning a corner, knock on wood. Look, he's had a lot of injuries. I get it. But that's the whole thing that I think that we all know in the back of our mind for an active player. Nobody is immune from injuries. And Wembanyama had a great rookie season. And the hope is, God, this guy's just got to stay healthy. Can he stay healthy? If Wemby stays healthy, he will have an amazing career. If he plays 15 to 20 seasons, the way this guy plays ball, and the thing I love about Wemby the most, he plays defense. These NBA players nowadays, man, they can shoot. Man, they can shoot that three, but they don't play any defense. And so I really appreciate that Wembanyama plays defense hard. He plays on both ends of the court, and I think he's going to be really exciting to watch. Zion cards exploded in price. And you might be saying like, yeah, but that was pandemic craziness. You know, the prices they were paying, that was nuts. How is it different now? If people are still paying crazy money for these Wembanyama cards, it's like it's peak pandemic time. You know, for these cards. They're paying $3,000, $3,500 for raw autograph cards. So what do you think? Do you think that Wemby's the biggest risk in cards right now? Or is there another player that you think beats out Wemby? Just based on the excitement, the money that's being put in, especially given what happens if Wemby comes out next season and has a slow start, has a little bit of a sophomore slump, tweaks an ankle, whatever. You know, it happens. It happens to all pro players. It's very rare to have a guy go 20 seasons, 15, 20 seasons without any sort of injuries. And this guy's priced up to have MVPs and championships. Michael Jordan, broke his foot his second season? He was out for the majority of the season. And that's the GOAT, you know? So I don't know, man. That stuff is just scary. When you look at those numbers, great cards. I don't want to take away from the cards. And I also don't want to try to take away from the excitement. But it's one thing if you're buying into excitement at $50, $100, you know, a couple $100. $3,000, $4,000. And look, maybe it's Jeff Bezos buying up all these autographs. Maybe it's, you know, billionaires, multimillionaires, and this is pocket change for them. But part of me probably believes that it's not only those folks. It's probably people that are middle-class folks, you know, that are just getting in on the hype. And hey, have fun, but man, just understand the risks associated, because I'm looking at these prices and I'm just, you know, the upside, the potential upside for these, especially given the fact that Topps is not going to short print these. There's going to be a lot of Wembanyama autographs coming this year, next year, the year after that. The guy will have a lot of autographs. So we will have to see how it goes, my friends. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.